I want you to, give away some tips to the coming generation who would either get into their father's business or even if they want to be entrepreneurs, you have to put in the same energy.
So I would share something that my dad often tells his kids, myself, my brother Jason, and my two younger siblings, Kevin and Karen. And he often tells a lot of people this as well. He says that if you either want to be an entrepreneur or do something you love, then the concept or your understanding of work-life balance, it has to be redefined, right? Because since you're kind of working around the clock, you need to enjoy what you're doing. And for as long as you enjoy what you're doing, then that whole concept of work-life balance doesn't really bother you, right? Because when you're working, you're having a great time, and sometimes when you're relaxing, a bit of work creeps in inevitably, right? It's one of the pros and cons. So to answer your question, I think enjoy what you're doing and be passionate about it. But if for whatever reason you feel like, okay, you know what, this is not your cup of tea, it's okay to be conscious of that fact and recorrect the course. And I think that's the advice I would probably give out to everyone older, younger, my age.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Walk the Talk with Bulbeer. Today I have with me Mr. Brendan Fernandes, the dynamic force behind Ferns Estates and Developers, a name that has been shaping the real estate landscape for nearly 4 decades. Founded in 1986, FED has been the forefront of creating thoughtfully planned communities that blend design, functionality, and sustainability. So let's begin. Hi Brendan.
Hi.
Welcome to Walk the Talk with Bulbeer.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. I'm glad you could make some time and join us.
No, absolutely. The honor is mine.
Awesome. So Brendan, let's start from the beginning. Take us back to 1986. What was the vision behind starting Ferns Estates and Developers? How has that vision evolved over nearly 4 decades?
Okay, so I'll speak on behalf of my father, because I think way back in 86, I wasn't born yet. So it started with the vision and the passion of basically giving people a safe, secure, and community-rated space, right? We started our very first project way back with something as simple as a compound wall. And from then to today, it has evolved step by step into slowly adding more and more amenities, whether it's a badminton court or a tennis court, indoor games. And today, in fact, it's come to a stage where we're merging it with our latest vertical, Rosetta Hospitality, and giving our clients the best of both worlds. Where on one side, you have the privacy of a gated community, and on the other side, you have the luxury and the amenities of a 5-star resort.
Fabulous. Sounds great to me. So Ferns has built a strong legacy in real estate. What have been some defining milestones that truly shaped the company's journey?
So I think we some of our first projects was way back, of course, in the 80s in Sarjapur. Back then, it was a forest. I think the ring road wasn't even constructed; it was simply proposed. And we always loved to jump from one orbit to the next in terms of bigger developments. And we'd been doing gated communities for, I think, several decades. But I think the first flagship project was what we had done with Prestige. It was about 1,500 apartments. It's called Prestige Ferns Residency. Soon after that, we had done a commercial building, which is actually taken up by Microsoft now. I think it's the largest standalone Microsoft building in India, if I'm not wrong. It's about 8 lakh square feet.
Wow.
And after that, we ventured into hospitality, where we've done one resort in Sakleshpur, just 3 hours from Bangalore. And I think a lot of people I met here at the stalls and everywhere, they said, oh, I've been to your place, I love the food, it's fantastic. So when you hear things like that, it really, reminds you as to why you wake up every day in the morning, and really thrash it out, whether it's site or at sales meetings and things like that, really justifies the entire process. And it makes the entire thing very comforting, very wholesome, and is a reason behind why we're so passionate about it.
So, asking your question out of context, that, what made you join Ferns?
That's a good question. So, I think for the longest time, we knew, in fact, I'm one of 4 children, I'm the second one. And I think my dad is someone who's always wanted to build a legacy. And he has always wanted his kids to join him on that journey when the time came. And I think over the last few years, that's what has happened. So
Fabulous.
it's really about building something bigger than ourselves, not for A, B, or C, but for the greater good of the community. And honestly, I'm not sure what I would be doing if had I not been here. I mean, it's once you're on a certain path, then you're a horse with blinkers, focusing on that path, and everything else just doesn't matter.
So basically, Ferns Estate has been running in your blood since forever. All you
Forever, my entire life.
You've just been like totally focused that, okay, this is where I'm going to be.
Yeah, I knew I'd eventually get there, but of course, soon after college, I did a few stints in other places just to kind of get that experience.
Sure.
Because I knew, I mean, once you're married to the family business, there's no divorce, right? So,
That's a good one.
Till the end.
Fabulous. So how's the journey so far?
I would say it's a great learning experience. I am extremely privileged to have the opportunity to be given the experience at such a young age. Because at this point, I hold a fairly senior position, and I'm been given the opportunity to interview a lot of people who are actually a lot older than me. And I look at their experience, and of course, they're very well experienced, but I realize that I've had the chance to do everything that they're doing for the last 15 years in my first 5 years. Of course, the trade-off is that you need more than 24 hours in a day, right? But I think when you're young, you want to make the most of it and really grind it out. Because while my dad has started the company, he's had 30 years of experience to run the company. I don't have 30 years just yet, right? I've got to take off and hit the ground running.
Correct. Wishing you all the best for
Thank
that.
you. Thank
I
you.
think you have the energy and, the vision to do great. That's what I can make out from while talking to you.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That's very
That's
kind of you.
excellent. Wishing you great success ahead.
Thank you.
So how has the Bengaluru real estate landscape transformed since the early days of FED, if you could, throw some light on that? And how did you adapt those changes?
So I think way back in the 80s, I think the concept of a gated community didn't exist. It's fair to say that we were one of the first players, if not the first, to actually introduce this concept. And one of the first features was something as simple as a compound wall. And now when you look at developments today, I mean, it's almost as good, if not better, than a 5-star resort that, of course, all the other builders are putting up. And so you can see the entire transition from a compound wall to world-class amenities. And I think your customer wants the best because they deserve the best. And fortunately, they're getting the best as well. Not only with us, but I think with all the other partner developers out there.
Great. What's next for Rosetta and Ferns Estates? Any existing upcoming projects or expansions in?
So Rosetta has been fairly aggressive in our expansion over the last few years. Of course, there was our first project soon after COVID, which we had launched to the public, fantastic response. Since then, we had acquired a place in Varka, which is south of Goa. That's about 70 keys. We are now expanding that to about 140 keys right now. We're building another property in Bangalore, just about 45 minutes from the airport. That will be another 130 key resort with a massive banquet hall to cater to all your destination weddings. And of course, there are plenty more opportunities that are coming for Rosetta within a 3-hour driving distance of any metro. So that's primarily what we're targeting, because I think what we believe is that your client, your customer should be able to reach your property and head back home within a weekend, right? Because now with work getting so hectic for everyone, they need that release.
Correct.
So drive in maybe on a Saturday morning and then head to work on a Monday morning. So 3 hours is the perfect driving time, and that's what we've been able to achieve in Sakleshpur. And of course, as far as real estate is concerned, we started off with gated communities. We've done a few apartments, commercial, and we're continuing along the line of gated communities as well.
Lovely. How do you see the intersection of real estate and hospitality evolving in the next decade?
Oh, good question. So I think that's phase 2 of my dad's vision, where he wants to basically marry the two concepts, right? So my dad, he loves to, I won't say he loves to travel, but he loves to holiday and relax when he gets the chance. Because I think out of 24 hours in a day, he must be working for 48 hours.
Wow.
So I think when he relaxes, it's sacred time. And that's how he started Rosetta with his partner Jai Sridhar. And by marrying the two concepts, we've introduced this product called Rosetta Branded Residences.
Okay.
And we're launching this pilot at our property in Sakleshpur, where it's within a 100-acre coffee estate.
Okay.
And I think out of about maybe 120 plots, 20 of them we'll build villas designed by top architects. In fact, Mr. Anup Nayak of Urban Frame is designing it for us.
Oh.
And clients can basically buy that villa, come stay there whenever they'd like. And when they're not there, no problem. We'll maintain it, we'll sell it out, we'll monetize it on your behalf. And so at any point in time, over the years, your asset is paid off, it's maintained to the highest standards, and you don't have to worry about things like security or maintenance. So any of the issues that you have with a standalone holiday home.
Fabulous. It sounds so interesting. I mean, I think the kind of, this is the kind of idea people these days in today's generation are looking at,
Absolutely.
I mean, you make money out of the property you've already bought.
Yeah.
And if someone is helping you do it, nothing better than that.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yep.
That's a good
And the
one.
best part, 3 hours from Bangalore.
Yeah, that's great. It's great that, you're even getting all those, the minimalistic details which are required. Because at the end of the day, when we plan a getaway, we have those timings, how long it's going to take to commute to the place. Like today, to go to the airport also, you have to plan. You can't just be like, okay, let's just get out.
Absolutely.
So
I mean, now
it's
with
very
traffic getting where it is, it's, you not only have to plan for how long it takes, but you have to budget in an extra maybe 30 minutes so you don't miss your flight.
Exactly. So coming to you, Brendan, what is your vision for Ferns and Rosetta, if I may ask?
Oh, that's a good question. I've actually not given it much thought. I've so far just been involved in the grind.
No, you are already giving 24 hours, like you said. I mean, today a young boy like you putting in so many hours to work. I'm actually adding another question here that, I want you to, give away some tips to the coming generation who would either get into their father's business or even if they want to be entrepreneurs, you have to put in the same energy.
Yeah.
It's not that, unless you're getting into a job, that's different. But if you are looking at starting your own business or getting into your father's business with a vision, what is your idea? What would be your tips to people, to the youngsters, who are probably following you?
So I would share something that my dad often tells his kids, myself, my brother Jason, and my 2 younger siblings, Kevin and Karen. And he often tells a lot of people this as well. He says that if you either want to be an entrepreneur or do something you love, then the concept or your understanding of work-life balance, it has to be redefined, right? Because since you're kind of working around the clock, you need to enjoy what you're doing. And for as long as you enjoy what you're doing, then that whole concept of work-life balance doesn't really bother you, right? Because when you're working, you're having a great time. And sometimes when you're relaxing, a bit of work creeps in inevitably, right?
Correct.
It's one of the pros and cons of having your own
Part and
business.
parcel of the game.
So to answer your question, I think enjoy what you're doing and be passionate about it. But if for whatever reason you feel like, okay, you know what, this is not your cup of tea, it's okay to be conscious of that fact and recorrect the course. And I think that's the advice I would probably give out to everyone older, younger, my age, and in between.
Fabulous. I'm sure everyone who's listening is going to take up these points because at the end of the day, even my dad always said, do what you love and love what you do and you're just going to enjoy the journey.
Yep,
And
absolutely.
I think, we all are following that and we are happy where we are.
Yep.
At the end of the day, that matters most. And, if we listen to what our parents say, it works wonders.
Yeah. I think sometimes we often realize a little too late, but better late than never, right?
Absolutely. Anything you have to say about Acetech, your experience here in Bangalore?
Right. So I personally look into projects at Rosetta, and for that reason, I often find myself at exhibitions like this. I come to Acetech, I think, for the 3rd time over the last few years, and I must say, it makes my job so much easier.
Awesome.
And the reason I say that is because you come here, you have the opportunity to meet so many different people across different companies, different products, different solutions, and solutions and materials that you didn't know existed. And later you realize, hey, wait a minute, I need that. I didn't know it exists. Let me go and meet the person there. And because it's such a big exhibition, you have more often than not the owner of that particular company who's there at the stall. And so you can establish that direct relationship.
Correct.
with the owner, and it just eases the entire process of your procurement of your projects and smoothens the baseline. And for that reason, I think, every year, make the time out, come here, spend a good 7-8 hours going, meeting every single person, every single stall, so that the remaining 364 days of the year are easier for me.
Great. Thank you, Brendan. Thanks a lot for your time. It was lovely chatting with you, and I wish you all the best. I definitely see that, you have a great vision ahead for Ferns and Rosetta. Wishing you all the success.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.